Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $5,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 79-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend is go to Funeral Funds of America at funeralfunds.com. And we have these quotas on just about every page. And all you need to do is select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies with the lowest rates based on your age, gender, and the state that you live in. And it's really unique that you can do that and check out all the rates from all the different insurance companies. And then call us at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can help you understand exactly what you qualify for. Now, one thing we always talk to 79-year-old males about who are looking for $5,000 worth of insurance is just really assessing, is $5,000 going to be appropriate for your final expense needs? Now, typically final expense would be either cremation or burial. So let's take a look at cremation. So there's two options with cremation. The first option is if you get cremated and you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's going to cost right between $1,000 and $2,000. The second option is if you have some sort of a service in addition to the cremation, maybe a remembrance of life or celebration of life ceremony in addition to the cremation. That's probably going to cost on average between $3,500 to $4,500. So as far as how much insurance coverage you would need, let's take a look at that cremation where you just come home in a cardboard box or an urn. We would typically recommend and typically help people get between $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now you're probably saying, well, Randy, you had said $2,000 is the cost of the cremation, and now you're saying $5,000 for the policy. What's going on there? Well, what's going on there is our 79-year-old male probably wants to make it to, 85, 89, somewhere in there, right? And we know that things are going to be more expensive in the future. So, and that's just because of inflation. It causes everything to go up in price. So what we do is we lock in the lowest rates at the youngest age right now. We recommend getting a little bit more insurance than you need right now, just to inflation proof the plan so your family or loved ones don't have to pay anything out of pocket later. That inflation proofs the plan, but it also provides a little extra coverage in the first number of years of the policy that if you died unexpectedly, there's going to be some extra money left over there to pay off some other bills, like maybe medical bills or credit card bills, stuff that if you'd lived longer, given the gift of time, you would have gotten those paid off. So it works really great. Protects long-term against inflation, protects short-term against if there's just some other expenses that need to be paid. Now, for that cremation and the ceremony, we would typically help people with between probably $7,000 to $10,000. And again, just inflation, they're proofing the plan with a little extra coverage. In the long term, short term, there's some extra coverage just for unexpected expenses and things like that. Now, for a burial, the actual cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. And it's pretty hard to imagine that you wouldn't be able to walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check and they would help you in some way, shape, or form. If they said they couldn't, you just walk out the door, walk 2 blocks down to one of their competitors and let them help you out. Just understand that $10,000 right now, that's not going to be anything fancy for a funeral, but it should take care of things as of today, but it's not going to inflation-proof your plan at all. So most 79-year-olds, we would help with somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000 just to make sure that they have enough money. Now, if you get the $10,000 right now, just understand, if you do live, quite a bit longer, you might have to add some more coverage a little bit later. But, if you're on a fixed or limited income and all you can afford is $10,000, that takes care of your most immediate needs. Now, the purpose of this video is $5,000. Well, if you're getting a burial, $5,000 is not going to cover it. But keep in mind, a lot of people may have existing insurance. They may have had a $5,000 or $7,000 or $10,000 policy that they had before. And when they got that, it was enough coverage, but they've been blessed to live a long time, and now it's not enough coverage, so they need to add another $5,000. We help people with that all the time. Now, sometimes people will say, hey, I want to leave, not only cover my final expenses, but leave some money for my kids or family members or loved ones. And they might say, hey, what's $30, $40, $50,000 going to be? So I can tell you one thing, $50,000 for a 79-year-old male is going to be expensive. We don't recommend it. And sometimes we'll give that price to somebody and they go, well, you know what? If I can't do everything, I'm not going to do anything at all. And we just caution against that because, that person came into us and they wanted that final expense insurance. And, here's the deal. We know you're going to die. There's no getting out of that. So let's at least get that taken care of. And then at some point, if you want to add coverage with a separate policy for, money for the kids or something, we can help you out with that. But at least get your final expenses, burial, cremation, whatever that is, get that taken care of. Otherwise, your kids and family and loved ones are going to have to pay that. Chances are they're going to have to put it on a credit card. They're going to be paying 26% interest, and they're going to have to be paying this off for years and years and years. So don't do that to your family members or loved ones. Just get this policy, get it in place now. Now, one thing we always recommend getting is first day coverage or benefits. We never recommend a 2-year waiting period plan, especially to a 79-year-old. Yeah, just don't do that. We'll talk about that in a minute, though. But what first day coverage means is that hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write that check for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is. That's going to be the best coverage at the lowest pricing. Now, sometimes people will say, well, you're right, Randy, I do want that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health. And I know those plans ask health questions and I'm not sure I can even qualify. To which we say, hey, that's our responsibility, not your responsibility. And what we mean by that is that we work with enough different insurance companies that they all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now, around 95% of the time, we're getting people qualified for first day coverage or benefits. So we're terrific at what we do. Really, the only reason we couldn't get you first day coverage is if you waited too long and you had some significant health issues, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to die in the next 12 months, or maybe you have dementia or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, then we would typically refer you out to a different insurance company. Something seems to happen on a weekly basis as well. Somebody will call up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. The body's down at the funeral home. The funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets paid. So we need to get this insurance right away so we can get a check in our hand to pay the funeral home director. We have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to issue a policy on a dead person. No, you have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. So it's unfortunate they lost a family member. It's like doubly unfortunate that their family member didn't care enough to get this insurance and just by default burden their family members with expenses that were not theirs to be burdened with. So, they knew they were going to die someday. They'd probably thought about getting this insurance in the past and just thought about it. And then one day they just went and died. And now their family members are going to have to pay this off. And chances are they're going to have to put it on credit cards. And that's going to take, they're going to have to pay 26% interest. And that'll take years and years and years to pay that off. So what a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have done everything else right in life and you mess this one up. And that's how you're going to be remembered. So get this insurance. It's affordable. If you need to, you can start out small. We can always help you add more coverage later. Yeah, but yeah, leave a good legacy behind. One thing we don't recommend, as I mentioned, was those 2-year waiting period plans. Now, Colonial Penn's fairly well known out there. I think it's probably just because they advertise so much on TV. That $9.95 plans, woof, that's playing every 7 minutes on TV commercials, it seems. But yeah, you may not know this, but their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. Yuck, right? Yuck. You should never get a 2-year waiting period plan if you qualify for first day coverage. So yeah, just be aware of that. Now, Colonial Penn, they're not the only ones out there offering those 2-year waiting period plans. There's other companies too. Mutual of Omaha, United of Omaha, they're lying there, AIG, Gerber, man, just a whole bunch of different other insurance companies. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Yeah, so don't fall for that garbage. Now, our 79-year-old male, probably got done watching a Colonial Penn 9985 commercial. He's probably thinking, you know what? I outsmarted Colonial Penn. I waited until age 79. I haven't died yet. Now I'm going to get my $9.95 insurance. Probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. I bet I can even get $50,000 for only $9.95. And then our 79-year-old calls Colonial Penn and talks with one of their agents, or goes on their website like we've done for you here, and sees that a male age 79, 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to pay out $441. Now, $441 is not going to even pay for a cremation anywhere in the United States, much less anything more like the cremation with the ceremony or the burial. So why would you ever get $9.95 when it's only paying out $441? So, there's some people out there that say that companies offer these really low teaser rates, not because they want to sell you that plan, because they just want to get your information. And then they get you in their marketing funnel, and then they get you on the phone, and they'll gladly show you, that lowest rate for the minuscule coverage. And then they'll say, hey, that minuscule coverage is not going to do what you needed to do. Let's get you more coverage. And then they'll upsell you to try to get more coverage that costs you more money, that's much more profitable for them. Now, I would never say Colonial Penn would ever do anything like that, but people seem to think companies do that. I don't know. I guess you can make that determination on your own by just, realizing $9.95 is only going to get you $441 and see if that seems like a good deal to you. But this video is about $5,000. So let's see. They sell by the unit. So I'm going to guess we're going to need like 11 or 12 units. And they max out. They max out at 15 units. Let's see what it's going to be. No, even 11 is not going to do it. We're going to have to go up to 12. That's what's frustrating for a lot of folks, is you can't buy $5,000 worth of coverage because they don't sell it by coverage amount. They sell it by units. And that's why you end up with these wackadoodle numbers like 5,292. Let's take a look at it. 5,292 is basically 5,000. You're going to pay roughly $120 a month, roughly, right? Let's see what that would be for first day coverage, though. Here we go. All right. So we've got $5,000 for a male, age 79. Click get quotes. This is first day coverage. And again, this is going to be $120 for roughly 5,000. Look at this. Again, this is $5,000. And, here's a company right around $65. This is right around $120. So when you're looking at this, it looks like Colonial Penn is just shy of 200% higher than some of these first day coverage plans. And it depends which plan you qualify for. But, these are all level. Preferred is level. Preferred is first day coverage. Level is first day coverage. So, there's some great insurance companies, and, you can just go right on down the line, and you can save a lot of money. So if this is $65 versus $120, Colonial Penn, you're going to overpay $55 a month. Now, keep in mind, you're going to overpay $55 a month every single month for the rest of your life. So why would you ever do that? Why would you overpay $55 a month roughly? Let's do the math on that. So $55 a month times 12 months, you're going to end up overpaying right around $660 annually, roundabout. And if our 79-year-old lives to age 89, you'll have ended up overpaying right around $6,600 more, roughly. Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever sign up for a plan that from the very first day you started, that the longer you live, the more it's going to cost you, and after 10 years you'd overspend $6,000 versus going with a first day coverage plan that is so much lower in pricing? Don't do that. Don't do that. You need to be a smart consumer. And if you're not a smart consumer, that's okay. That's what we're here. We can help you qualify for the lowest price plans. But I tell you one thing, $6,600, that's better in your bank account. We'd rather see you keep that in your own bank account rather than you give that to an insurance company. So let us help you get the lowest rates. Let's look at some other companies here. Let's see. 65. You'll be able to see all these different insurance companies. Oh, here's one. Let's look at this one. Lincoln Heritage, a fine company, I guess, but look at that pricing, right? 65, about $22 more a month. It is first day coverage, but $22 a month, why would you do that? You know, here's why it's more expensive. They've got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes to get the lowest pricing, maybe do a couple other things, but they charge more for that. They don't do that for free. So let's do the math on that. So, Lincoln Heritage is going to be $22 more than Aetna in this case. So $22 a month times 12 months, you'll overpay $264 annually, roughly. And if our 79-year-old male makes it to 80 to 89, you have ended up overpaying roughly $2,640. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying Lincoln Heritage right around $2,604 more just to make 2 or 3 phone calls and do a couple other things that might only take an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say that's a great payday for the insurance company. We would tend to agree. We recommend you get the lower price plan. Let us help you get qualified for that and keep that extra $2,600 roughly in your bank account rather than unnecessarily giving that to an insurance company. And then what we provide, actually free of charge, is a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that off our website, print it out. Once you print it out, just fill it out. And you write down who gets what and what goes where and what you want to happen after you're gone, and then keep it with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, everything's all in one place, and your family members will be able to go there, and they'll see that you not only loved and protected them financially with the insurance policy, but you loved and protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And they'll just need to open up that funeral and estate planning guide and start reading, and then just follow through and execute on your wishes. And they'll know everything to do. And they'll know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you also loved and protected them that one last time in death, exactly when they needed you the most, but you weren't there, but you took care of this in advance. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So if you'd like to leave a legacy like that, reach out to us at Funeral Funds of America. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can get the best insurance companies for the lowest pricing and the most discounts. Take full advantage of that, and then give us a call, 888-862-9456, and we can help you understand what you qualify for. And if you've got an existing policy and you want us to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal, or if you want to add more coverage, we can help you out with that. If you are looking for brand new insurance or just have questions about what might be most appropriate for you or pricing, we can help you out with that as well. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of insurance for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.